Good evening, everyone. Well, first of all, I'd like to welcome everyone for being here tonight, and we're delighted to have you here, and we hope you have taken advantage of the good weather that we've had today and taken a look at our town. We're pretty proud of it, and the last time that we conducted the conference here was in 2012. And since that time, public and private investment has poured in approximately $6 million in improvements in our downtown area. And I can't express to you in words what that means to our community. We're very blessed. And a couple of other things that we've done. We've had 37 facade improvements. We've had over 60 jobs created. Actually, that's not correct. 254 jobs created. And we've also had 77 new businesses come into our community in downtown. And those are net figures. And needless to say, we're very proud of that. And we know that that comes from both public and private investment and the partnerships that we've created through the years. And we're very blessed to have that. But that's not why we're here tonight. We're here to acknowledge awards for the number of folks throughout our state. And with that, I'm going to bring Liz back, and we will move forward. But thank you so much for being here, and we're very grateful that you've joined us.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Grannis. We are honored this evening to have with us Assistant Secretary for Rural Economic Development, Kenny Flowers. Mr. Flowers leads a team of community and economic development professionals, including the North Carolina Main Street and Planning Center team, that helps communities make the preparations and infrastructure investments needed to attract business and industry, and to spur economic growth in downtown and throughout the community and county. Please join me in welcoming Assistant Secretary Flowers to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie. And thank you, Liz. It's good to be back. We started this really early this morning. It seems like tomorrow, right? It's been a long day, but a fun day, and one that I've had a chance. I mentioned this morning that I've had a chance to get to know a lot of you over the years and work with you in a number of different stops along my career, previously at Commerce and then at ECU. But really enjoyed re-engaging today over water, not wine, over water, and really reconnecting and having some good conversations. That's what I really get most out of these conferences. It's really good to connect with you. So I am, as I said, doing my second tour of duty at Commerce. Spent about 4 years on staff there prior to going to ECU. And I've been back since November, about 4 months. And I tell anybody that will listen, it's been the longest 4 years of my life. You notice I said 4 years, right? So it's been a fast and furious run, but one that's been really fun. And I'm really glad to be back as a part of the Commerce team, and most importantly, part of the Rural Economic Development Division. Team Red, as we're referred to, and I know they're in the house somewhere, so if there's members of our division, raise your hand or stand up. You deserve a round of applause. There they are. What a wonderful group of personalities first, but very talented individuals who really focus on advancing the Commerce mission and building strong partnerships with our rural communities across the state. And that's important work, because these are very important times for rural North Carolina, but exciting times as well. I've been really energized by the level of conversation and collaboration at the state level, really seeing alignment and partnership all throughout state government and outside with our external stakeholders. From the Governor's Hometown Strong program that you heard about this morning, to our rural development programming, to the programming and engagement of other state departments, we really are positioned well, I think, to make a difference in rural North Carolina, to really move the needle on a number of key rural issues. Issues like local government capacity. And that's something that I think is one of the major issues facing our rural communities right now, especially our small rural towns that have very small staffs and limited resources. Capacity as it relates to day-to-day administration and management, delivery of public services, project development, project implementation, and capacity as it relates to economic development and readiness for investments with projects and opportunities to build on issues that are important to those communities. So I believe if we continue to align, partner, collaborate, we build a very strong environment for economic development in our state, a very strong environment, a very strong ecosystem for rural prosperity and economic transformation. And it starts right here with us working together in collaboration. Now, collaboration is a key, I think, ingredient in all of that. So if we position ourselves well, we'll be successful. And collaboration is a key tenet of our Main Street program. Main Street is an embodiment of that vision for continued collaboration. It has 5 distinct roles that are meant to add resources to what communities already have, and nothing we do at the state level is possible without local partnerships. The 5 key roles for our Main Street program are working with community leaders to create strategies that spur job creation, business growth, and investment, offering technical assistance and guidance to renovate valuable historic properties, providing market analyses and funding for small businesses, training and educating community leaders and volunteers on all aspects of downtown revitalization, and finally, guiding downtown revitalization through the state on the principles of the Main Street of America movement created by the National Trust for Historic Preservation and administered by the National Main Street Center. We all have a wonderful appreciation for what our Main Street program does, and all that great work is done by a very small staff. I know we appreciate that, but I also know that Liz and her team really appreciate the partnership, collaboration, and passion they get to experience every day because of the great work that you do, and that's important. So I want us to continue this collaboration, continue this celebration, and I'm excited to announce our next speaker. He is our Deputy Secretary, Napoleon Wallace, and he's also, as the governor was and I am, from rural North Carolina. So he's like us in a lot of ways, but he's also very different. Napoleon is the only person I know that claims 2 rural communities in North Carolina as his hometown. So how he does that, I don't know. But if you know Napoleon, you're not very surprised that he does it. So I'd like to introduce from Grimesland and Aurora, from Pitt County and Beaufort County, our Deputy Secretary for Rural and Workforce Development, Napoleon Wallace.
How you all doing tonight? I have to thank Kenny for calling me out. The truth around that is that I grew up in Grimesland, North Carolina, but my whole family, specifically my grandmother, grew up out in Aurora, North Carolina, and I spent a lot of time with her, and I think she would be upset if I didn't give Beaufort County and Aurora its just due. So again, really do appreciate being here tonight. I gotta say, this has really been an amazing event. I was able to come in around dinner time, and I get to travel the state, do a whole lot of events across the state, and man, Main Street, you guys can throw a party. Man, this is really great. So again, thanks for having me here tonight. I'd say, Kenny, I appreciate the bio rundown. When we're talking about rural economic development, Kenny, he pointed out quite a few items that are really important to us in the Rural Economic Development Division, as well as commerce in general. And our work around rural economic development really does align with the governor's interests around economic development in general and benefits for the state. So you all heard it this morning, and you probably heard it before, you're gonna hear it again. Better educated North Carolina, happier, healthier, with more money in their pocket. And this group, specifically the work that you all are doing in communities, really does help support that work. 2017 was really a banner year for Main Street in North Carolina. 251 communities that were served throughout the state, either through our Main Street program, rural planning, or our small town Main Street program, which I know a lot of you were involved in. That's nearly one out of every 5 communities in the state were touched by the work of the Main Street program. And you all being here today with some of the successes we're going to hear about in a little bit is a testament to that. This is clearly a product and a program that's really in high demand. As the governor mentioned this morning, the work that happens on the ground is critically important to our broader economic development goals. It's placemaking, it's building in local economies, making it so that people are more committed and more connected to their local communities. And that can only happen through continued investment. In last year, General Assembly appropriated about $500,000 to be dedicated for Main Street Solutions grants. And since the inception of the Main Street program, I think total amount that's gone in is about $4,000 or about $4 $4.5 million in total investment that's gone into Main Street since 2009 when we started the Main Street Solutions Fund. Now, those state dollars have been leveraged up to $31.6 million in public and private investment that's come in alongside Main Street Solutions dollars. The impacts of that, and we'll say the takeaways from that, are 63 businesses that have been impacted, and then 736 full-time and part-time jobs that have been created. And so I know a lot of you in the room have been doing some of that work, and I just say that you're due for applause. You know, those dollars in terms of returns, that's a 1 or 7-to-1 ratio. You know, the ratio of total investment that the state's putting in versus investment that's happened at the local level. And I just say that 7-to-1 ratio, many of you know that I'm a former, or I guess a recovering investment banker. And that sort of return is truly remarkable. I mean, that's the sort of thing that people would hang their hats on in the world that I came from, that 7-to-1 return. Even in 2017, we've seen the same level of impact. You know, there are 5 projects that we're that worth highlighting, you know. Brevard, Garner, Newton, Warrenton, I think some of the folks in the crowd. And so for those dollars that have gone out, $500,000, $400,000 that have been levered up to $2.4 million worth of public and private investment. I mean, the returns on this program are truly remarkable, and we can't say that we see them in many other places within our state's investments. Now, that as a 6-to-1 ratio, again, is something that we think is really important and something that should be called out. You know, it's easy to say that this program has great returns, but the other thing is kind of deal flow if you're thinking about it from the banker perspective. And I'd say that the deal flow around this is remarkable as well. This is a very high in-demand program, very high demand program, highly efficient and highly effective with public dollars for the communities that it serves. You know, today is our day. We're going to go down and give out some awards in a little bit. Today is our day to really celebrate what you all are doing in communities, supporting jobs, supporting businesses, supporting local economies, and it's terribly important. I have a simple ask of each of you as you leave here today. You know, we're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to hang out tonight, and we're going to see you all tomorrow morning. But when you go back to your communities, I have one simple ask. To make sure that you all are advocating and letting people know the good work that you're doing. You know, the ask is make sure that you post all of your, you know, awards that you're getting today. Make sure you tell people about it, whether it's a local elected official or, you know, businesses that are being supported. Make sure the world knows that the work of Main Street isn't just the work of one town, but the work of many towns across the state of North Carolina, and that the impact can be shown in every community in rural North Carolina. So thank you. And let's go ahead and give out some of these awards.
Tonight, we will be presenting 18 Main Street Awards and 1 Main Street and Small Town Main Street Collaboration Award. The Main Street Awards represent some of the very best revitalization work taking place in our state. Whether it's an architecturally significant facade, or a building that has been renovated to house a new business, an upper-story redevelopment project that provides space for new downtown residents and functions, a new event that is showcasing the community assets and attracts new downtown visitors, or a project that builds ownership and partnerships for downtown. These award winners are outstanding examples of partnership, creativity, authenticity, innovation, quality, and sustainability, and serve as models for communities both large and small throughout the state. With that said, our awards jury had some very tough decisions to make again this year. Tonight, we will begin with a collaboration award between the North Carolina Main Street and Small Town Main Street community. The promotion category award recognizes a community, organization, or a committee that demonstrates how they have promoted and leveraged the most authentic assets of the community. This year's Award of Merit is presented to the Town of Warrenton, the Town of Edenton, the Chowan County Tourism Development Authority for Discover History Worth Repeating. Organization. In the category of Best Public-Private Partnership in Downtown Revitalization, this award recognizes a creative and positive partnership between a local government and the private sector. Tonight, 2 projects will be recognized. An award of merit is presented to Dr. Tim Amafiden, Dr. Aaron Smith, and the City of Goldsboro for Goldsboro Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics. The second award of merit is presented to the Town of Wake Forest for Friday Night on White. In the category of organization, Best Innovation recognizes worthy examples of innovation in a Main Street community. This year, 2 projects were selected for recognition. The first award of merit goes to Reed and Jacqueline Smith and Brad and Stephanie Carroll for the Paper Company project. The second award of merit goes to the City of Goldsboro, Downtown Goldsboro Development Corporation, David Wheel, and the Arts Council of Wayne County for Cool Projects. In the category of promotion, Best Downtown Special Event or Event Series recognizes outstanding and creative downtown events. 2 projects will be recognized tonight. An award of merit is presented to Arts of the Albemarle and Carolyn Peel, Champion for the Arts, for Splash Week. Also in the category of promotion, Best Downtown Special Event or Event Series, an award of merit is presented to the Downtown Newton Development Corporation and Hickory Museum of Art for Foothills Folk Art Festival. In the category of promotion, Best Image Building Campaign honors the best implemented image building campaign for downtown. Tonight, an award of merit is presented to the Town of Garner, Downtown Garner Association, and Rising Stream Media for the Downtown Garner branding and website refresh. In the category of economic vitality, Best Adaptive Reuse Project is awarded to the best adaptive reuse of a building that has outlived its former purpose and has been adapted for a new use that serves a current demand. Tonight, we will recognize 2 projects. An award of merit is presented to Hall's Agribusiness, City of Roxborough, Person County, Belk Architecture, Roxborough Savings Bank, and Legacy Building Company for Hall's Way. The second award of merit in the Best Adaptive Reuse Project category is presented to South Street Visions LLC and 217 Brewworks Community Brewery, Hood Herring Architecture, the Wilson Downtown Development Corporation, and the City of Wilson for the 200 block of South Street with 217 Brewworks. In the category of economic vitality, Best Endangered Properties Rescue Effort recognizes an organization or community-wide effort that saved a structure of historical or architectural value located in either the defined downtown district or an adjacent historic residential or historic commercial district from impending demolition. An award of merit is presented to Blue Yonder Properties, the City of Goldsboro, Downtown Goldsboro Development Corporation, Mauer Architecture, and Billy Brock Construction for John Street Properties. In the category of design, Best Historic Rehabilitation Project highlights the work of an individual or business that has completed an outstanding historic rehabilitation project. Tonight, 5 projects will be recognized. An award of merit is presented to Deborah and Mark Imbus and T Construction for Maggie's Place. The second award of merit in the Best Historic Rehabilitation Project category is presented to Patrick and Michelle Bird for Full Bloom Coffee Roasters and Cafe renovation. The third award of merit in the Best Historic Rehabilitation Project category is presented to Daniels & Daniels Construction and Mauer Architecture for the Goldsboro Drug Company building. The fourth award of merit in the Best Historic Rehabilitation Project category is presented to Gail and Scott Lane for the rehabilitation of the Missildines Bank and Jackson buildings. And the fifth award of merit in the Best Historic Rehabilitation Project category is presented to the City of Wilson and Hood Herring Architecture for the City Administration Building and the Roundtree Roney Brett House. In the category of design, Best Facade Rehabilitation Project for more than $15,000 recognizes a facade improvement that enhances the commercial district in appearance or function and encourages further design improvements. Tonight, an award of merit is presented to the Appalachian Theater of the High Country for the Appalachian Theater of the High Country facade renovation. In the category of design, Best Facade Rehabilitation Project for $15,000 or less recognizes a facade improvement that enhances the commercial district in appearance or function and encourages further design improvements. An award of merit is presented to Narn Real Estate Investments for 224-228 East Market Street. Of design, Best Outdoor Space Improvement recognizes the individual, municipality, or Main Street organization that has designed and implemented attractive improvements for a downtown public or private space. Tonight, an award of merit is presented to the City of Sanford, Downtown Sanford Incorporated, Citizens of Sanford, McGill Associates, Fred Smith Company, and Sanford Matters for the Downtown Sanford Streetscape. Let's give all of our award winners tonight another big round of applause. Thank you all for coming tonight. Have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.